for something a little different. We often concentrate so much on delivering technological solutions using tools such as Synapse and Purview and shiny new technology like Microsoft Fabric. We often get swept away in a moment of excitement. I think it's important to step back and look at the holistic picture. Today, I'm going to talk about data quality, inspiration, erudition, and expedience. In other words, the why, what, and how of data quality. So a little bit about myself. I'm an enterprise data architect at Curio, a founder of Data Toboggan, our Azure Synapse set of conferences. I have a PhD in the management of database systems. I've been really privileged to have been a Microsoft Data Platform MVP for the last 5 years. And above all, I love helping the community learn and share about all things data. Inspiration. Why is this important for business? Data is ever expanding, and it becomes increasingly hard to manage. You often see it categorized as the 5 V's: volume, velocity, variety, veracity, and value. And veracity is that uncertainty of data, that data quality, thinking about it cleansed, and even like its accuracy. And there should always be a need to think about the purpose of all this data that we're collecting. Although it may not be clear at the current time about all of its current uses, but it's important that we map out that business use case for why we're collecting that data in the beginning. And then if we think about data going forwards for other use cases, they're then mapped out subsequently. So drilling into veracity, it's that uncertainty in data due to inconsistency, maybe of how it's stored or used. It's incompleteness and whether all that data has been received. It's ambiguities and any definitions around that, and even thinking about latency and when that is received. Data ethics has come to the fore now with the usage of AI. And good data quality is a core foundation stone of AI. And we need to consider data quality factors such as what is the quality of the data? Where are we collecting that data from? How was that data collected? And how will that data be used in the future? Erudition. What actually is data quality? Well, DAMA defines data quality as the planning, implementation, and control of data activities that apply quality management techniques to data in order to assure it's fit for consumption and meets the needs of data consumers. So good data quality needs accurate data that meets the needs of the business. So within these DAMA book of knowledge, there are 6 core sort of quality dimensions that are talked about. I mean, there's many more, but these are sort of the main ones that are discussed. Thinking about like timeliness, that degree to which data is received and when it's received, and whether it accurately reflects the data in that time period. Completeness, are all the data sets and items recorded? The degree to which this happens is important to understand. I mean, is all the data there or is it truncated? Uniqueness. Is there a single view of the data? Like there's duplication maybe within that or no duplication? Consistency. Does that data match between data sets so data doesn't contradict itself? And validity. Does the data match the rules? Thinking about formatting. and accuracy. Does that data represent reality? There's also an international standard for data quality, ISO 8000. And this states quality is actually the conformance of characteristics to requirements, and thus any item of data that can be of high quality for one use, but not for another use that has differing requirements. The ISO 8000 identifies data quality as having syntactic format, semantic meaning, and pragmatic usefulness as characteristics. So data profiling can be used to help understand data quality. You can report on items such as completeness, and that indicates the percentage of data that isn't blank or null, maybe uniqueness, that indicates the percentage of data that isn't duplicated. You can report on consistency, that indicates where data integrity is maintained. And Microsoft recommends a minimum set of metrics to improve that quality. So those three, but as well thinking about that validity, accuracy, and linkage, which is the percentage of well-integrated data. When thinking about data, it's really important to think about validating the quality of the data early in any process. Expedience. How do we measure data quality? It's important for every business to understand the level of their data quality maturity. I mean, this enables trustworthy decisions to be made and can even impact data ethical understanding. So this is how DAMA measures the quality of their data. And it clearly sort of sets out these metrics for each of those 6 categories that we talked about. You can look at whether the data is acceptable or unacceptable. It explains their measures and metrics. And then it has that status identifier as well to sort of show whether it's that good or bad quality of data. So I'm always looking for useful reference material to help guide process creation. And the UK government have now created a data quality framework, and it has 5 sort of principles. Committing to data quality through embedding sort of effective data management and governance. I mean, this is an important area of governance and shouldn't be underestimated in its volume of work that it brings. Know your user and understand their quality needs. All users' needs are different, and different levels of data quality may be acceptable for different teams. Think about the data lifecycle and how that is communicated with users and stakeholders across the business. Thinking about how this works across all the tools and processes that we're using. How is that data communicated clearly with documentation and to show that real quality of that data? Maybe a dashboard to demonstrate this. I mean, I think it's really important that people can see whether a data set is trustworthy and market, or whether that data set is appropriate or not for what people want to use. And think about how changes may affect data quality in the future. Another data quality process could look like this, and can see where the risks sort of exist with that in that data there. I mean, I think diagrams help to sort of see that greater picture with ease, I suppose, of that whole position of how we want to communicate this to the business. And the main takeaway is to consider the quality of the data that you use to embed has those checks and balances in place for the business processes. I mean, I always like to have a dashboard showing the current state of that business data quality and have a framework to hand to help guide myself through that process. We should all try to continuously improve data quality. I think some next steps to help progress this is to think about creating a roadmap of tasks for each business use case, understand what data exists, maybe have a data catalog, assign data to those data sources, so you know who's responsible for that data, understand the lineage of that data, use to report on dashboards, and create data quality metric dashboard. And you can use tools like Purview that integrates with other apps like Synapse directly. So I hope this has been helpful to show a little bit more about understanding data quality and how to move forward with that. And thank you for listening to my session.